Welcome back. Today I bring another exotic recipe from nature's pharmacy, and that's with pumpkin. Pumpkin, which is really neglected, and I know in our day-to-day cooking we do not use this pumpkin, and it's usually used for the Halloween, and we just use it for decorations or to fill our table to look for presentations, but not really to eat. And you'll be surprised to what I'm going to be doing with this pumpkin today. I'm going to be making a baked dish, highly nutritious, and everybody loves a cheesy baked dish. Let's get started. Today I'm going to do again two amazing dishes, and you're going to be loving that because it is going to be highly nutritious plant-based snacks. How do we make it interesting is what I'm going to show, and stay tuned. What I really hear from people is that when you get into a healthy diet, you get into a plant-based diet or even a vegan diet, what will I do with my baked dishes? Here's a recipe with pumpkin and lentils. Oh yes, you heard it right. With pumpkin and lentils, which is highly nutritious, high in protein, and everybody knows the benefit of pumpkin. Let's get started. So you get all sizes of the pumpkin. I found this really cute one, so I picked this up and I'm going to chop this. So I'm going to steam this. I don't boil my vegetables. We should be only steaming it. That's very important because all the nutrients, when we boil it right in the water, it is we just throw away all the nutrients in the water. And now what we do is we steam it and we retain the nutrients. I don't even peel many of the vegetables. Even this, I find it very tender, so we're not going to be peeling this too. We need to cut it into cubes. We need to deseed them. So this is the size what we need. Let's get the pumpkin steamed. So just remember that the water in the steamer what we use can actually convert into our stock. So we'll be adding, I always keep these leftover vegetables like the coriander stems, we don't throw it, some onion, celery, carrots, even the top of the carrot, do not peel the carrot and just put few of them over here. And while the water is boiling, that can become a stock, and on top we can put the pumpkin. This will take another 10 minutes to steam. So let's check our pumpkin. Can you just see the color? Isn't this beautiful? And our stock. Here, the stock for my baked dish is ready too. Let's shut the induction, and put this aside. Let's check our pumpkin, and you're going to be seeing, oh my god, this is amazing. Really so beautiful color. Can you just see that? And our stock is ready too. Let's get this put aside. I'm going to be putting this at the side, and we'll use it when we need it. Let's preheat our oven now. So for 10 minutes It's in the convention mode, grilling, and 180 Celsius. Put it into our induction. Yes. So again, the same thing. We just have to imagine that there is oil. And I love this part. And every cooking, maybe I'm going to be repeating this to all of you, that we do not need to add a drop of oil into our food. And you'll just see it how. Let's just check if the pan gets heated up. We can start our cooking immediately. Get going with some garlic. You can omit, if you don't eat garlic, you can omit this. Ginger. Sliced onions. Let's saute this. If you feel that the onions are sticking to the pan, what we could do is we can add a bit of salt, because when we put salt, the onion releases the water, and that is our oil. Can you just see? The onions have got wet, the pan is getting wet. So the onions have to be, the rawness, the smell of the rawness goes away, and it's translucent. We'll saute it till it's in that state. Now I can just see that, the pan is getting a little burnt. I'm going to add a little bit of the water here. We still do not need a drop of oil in this dish. Let the onions cook in water. I'm sure you guys must be wondering, how are we going to be cooking this and how is it going to taste? Trust me, you need to try it once to believe that you can do a completely oil-free cooking. These are cooked. We need to add some tomatoes. How fresh. Otherwise it's only fat. Imagine a baked dish with no fat. We can put some spices, haldi. This is a little more Indianized baked dish. A little bit of salt. I've already added salt before, so we need to be careful as we keep adding, and some garam masala. Just a pinch of it. I'm sure you guys must be wondering why I do not use any oil. Oil is a product without any fibers. I'm using channa dal in this, which is rich in protein, highly rich in protein. The pumpkin. So I've not really overcooked the pumpkin because it's going to get baked. So it's a little, if you just see, it's a little soft here, a little harder here, but I love the crunchiness. That's why I didn't peel it. And now we're going to be adding the stock. तो कुछ भी जो बच जाता है ना किचन में, आप पुदीना कर रहे हो या cauliflower, the stems of it, don't throw them. You can use them in your stock to make your stock. We're going to be putting dhania powder, red chilli powder. You can also use green chilies if you like it. I wanted the color, so I'm using the red chilli powder in this. So I have this color here, which is so beautiful. This is almost done, and now what do we add for our good fat? We're going to be using cashew. We're going to be adding cashew cheese, which we made yesterday, 2 tablespoons of it. Some plant-based milk. So you can use any milk which you have, whether it's soya or almond, cashew, oats. You have so many options. We're almost done. Some coriander. Let's just put it into a baking dish. Before we pour it into our baking dish, let's taste this. The salt or pepper, or do we need anything here? Perfect. I think I can add some salt. And that's it. It's yum. You guys are definitely going to love this. And your body is going to love it too. Getting so much of nutrition. So the last step is we're going to be adding our cheese which we made yesterday. So this is the instant cheese, and if you want the recipe, just click the I button here and you'll get the recipe. We all know that everybody eats their food from their eyes and nose and all part, just not a mouth. So let's make it look beautiful. Let's put it into our oven for 20 minutes. Let's do the timer for 20 minutes and get going. Our baked dish is ready. Let's pull that out. This looks yum. It's ready to serve. If you want, you can just garnish it with little coriander on top. You can eat it with rice, you can eat it with rotis, you can just eat it by itself. Your choice. This is the way I actually got pumpkin into my children's life, my family's diet. And you can use butternut squash instead of pumpkin if you find that. So you have 2 options, either pumpkin or butternut squash. Both have the same properties. See you in the next recipe.